guys, it has been a hot minute since I last posted on my YouTube channel, but today I am coming at you with a better late than never June favorites. I have been on vacation, going to a friend's wedding, I had a broken computer for about a week, so things have been preventing me from getting the content out that I wanted, but I wanted to get my favorites video out because I have some pretty exciting, to me, things that I wanted to share with you before I forgot to share them in the future. So let's go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to start with a hair care product. This is the Surface Curls Firm Styling Mousse. I had to look because I have two different mousses by the same line. And one is a conditioning mousse like a leave-in conditioner, and then there's this one. For the summertime, I love to have my hair air dry. I hate using the blow dryer and I try to avoid it if at all possible because it's just so hot. So I have my hair cut in such a way where the little bit of natural kink and wave that actually happens in my hair, it's kind of, I can't consider myself to have curly hair, but my hair definitely doesn't dry completely straight. So my hairstylist cut it in such a way where I can utilize the little bit of wave that it does have. That little bit of wave combined with this product is hair scrunchy, air dry, curly hair gold. And what this is the mousse, but it is the tackiest mousse that I have ever felt in my life. You know how mousses kind of leave behind a, I don't know, like you feel a little bit sticky because it is a styling product. This one you feel a lot stickier, and the first time I used this I actually used too much and my hair almost got crunchy. So there's a very fine line. Why am I favoriting this if this has a crunchy hair risk? Because it actually adds texture and separation to the strands and really does a great job of holding your hair in place and getting those curls to happen and stay there, which is exactly what I'm looking for a summer hairstyle. So this is Surface Curls. The Curls line smells like birthday cake, added bonus. Styling mousse, firm styling mousse. Next, I have an eyeshadow palette, or eyeshadows specifically. The reason it's not technically an eyeshadow palette that you can like go out and buy is because I chose the colors for this. These are the Buxom eyeshadows, and they're fabulous. In a word, they are just fabulous. They are soft, they are buttery, they are pigmented, they are blendable, and they have a really decent longevity. This is a palette that I customized and put together myself. So here's the way that the Buxom shadows work. You can buy an individual shadow for $12. That's great and all. This is a palette of 6 shadows. I purchased each individual shadow and the palette for a total of $40. I'll give you a second to do the math there. Definitely the better deal is to get your own customized palette, and there are so many different shades to choose from. As you can see, I went with almost an entirely nude palette and then a silver and a purple because those were the colors that spoke to me in the store. But they are just, I'm going to swatch these and then I'm going to regret it because I'm going to have to wash my fingers off. Look at that! Look at that! It's just, oh, it's so good. It's just so good. So I really love the whole concept behind this line because you can actually, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. Oh, here we go. You slide them out. You slide out the palette and you can exchange which 6 shadows you keep in the palette, and so you can make a palette for essentially any look you want. And like I said, I went with mostly nudes and then the 2 bright colors that stood out to me. There are so many other nudes, there are so many other colors, there are a bunch of different finishes, there's shimmers, there's mattes, there's satins. It's really just a great line, and I know that this is not going to be the only palette I create with them, so great job, Buxom. These are amazing shadows. Here's a lip product for you, and you've seen these little babies before. These are the Lancome Juicy Shakers, and yes, they have made it into a favorites video. It turns out I really love these for summer. They are just fabulous. I'm not going to talk about them too much because I have an entire video already done, and you can see that video. I'll have a link right there and in the description box below. But these are essentially an oily sheer lip color. And what's cool is I have them shaken up right now, but when you let them sit for a while, you can actually see the separation of the oil and the pigment, and you shake them up like a little bitty martini, which is why they look like a shaker, and then you apply the color with this amazingly fun and so cushy sponge. It's just such a fun thing to use, and I explained that in my other video. And what I really like about them for summer is they're very hydrating, which is great, but they also add a sheer wash of color, which is why these darker two are my favorites. Like, never in my life did I think I would favorite a red anything. I don't really do a whole lot of red. Like, this is about as bold as I get. But this adds such a sheer, I just ate a bunch of strawberries kind of look to my lips that it's a great look for summer without being like, bam, you have red lips on. You know what I'm saying? So these are really, really great. And if you go over to my other video, you will notice that I said, yeah, these are really cool, they're fun, but am I glad I bought them? Yes. Am I going to buy more? Probably not. I lied. I ordered 2 the other day. I mean, I don't know. I don't need more of these. I ordered 2 more, I think 2, but I ordered them in darker shades and like more berry shades that might be able to transition into fall really nicely, because it just turns out I love using them and I love the way they feel. So that's that. All right, guys. This next favorite is something I really, truly did not want to like because of the price, because of the hype, because of everything, and it made it into my favorites video. This, if you haven't recognized it yet, this is the Beca and Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop Face Palette. This was a limited edition release. It's currently out of stock at Sephora, and I don't know if they're going to be getting any of them back. They were $52. They were so hyped up that I just was like, I've never tried anything from the Champagne Pop line or really even the Beca line, to be honest. And so I decided that the vlogger in me needed to try something. So I decided to bite the bullet and I spent the money on this, and I love it. Love it. Like, obsessed with it. These have there's no good way to do this with the light, is there? There's really not. It's all reflective. These blushes have been exclusively the blushes that I have worn since I've gotten this palette. This palette went on vacation with me and is the only blush palette, or blush at all, that went on vacation with me. All right, so let me get real. The Champagne Pop is in here, the highlight, and there's also a new and limited edition, according to Jaclyn Hill on her Snapchat, limited edition highlighter Prosecco Pop. The highlighters are great, they're fine. I have Prosecco Pop on my face right now. Because I'm such an oily skinned person, I don't know how I feel about highlights in general. I use them, but I don't know if I love them, you know what I'm saying? But these blushes though, they are, the longevity of these blushes really is what impressed me. The pigmentation is outstanding. This is quite faded, but I put so much powder on and I have a spray on, like, I did a lot to kind of dull this down a little bit. When you first apply these shadows, they're like bam in your face, and you can layer them to make them really bam or a lot less bam. I have blended them together to kind of use this middle one in the back as kind of a contoury blush shade and then pop out the pink in the front. I have used these for so much and I love them, and the quality is just on point. Like I said, I did not want to love this. I wanted to prove the beauty world wrong, and I got sucked in, and they're really, really good. So, and this is really good, and the packaging is beautiful, and my only problem with it is I have a hard time opening it, but that's probably nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with me and my weak hands. So, it is $52. But I don't know if it's available anymore. I had to mention it because if it is available and you have the chance and the spare money to go and get it, I highly recommend you do. But I can't guarantee that it's going to be available any longer. But I wanted to give you my little opinion on this anyway. I have one skincare item. We are moving on from the makeup, and this is also a limited edition product. I'm sorry. But as of today, when I filmed this video, it was still available on the Lush website. This is Lush Smugglers Soul Facial Scrub, and this was limited edition for Father's Day. So this is technically, I guess, supposed to be a men's product, and they had a whole Smugglers Soul line. And I walked into the store and tried it because I try everything new that they have, and it felt so good on my hand, on the back of my hand where I tried it. I snatched one up for myself. I'm like, forget buying this for my husband or for my father. I'm getting this for me. What this is an exfoliating facial scrub that has bamboo stem extract in it. When you look at it, you cannot tell that there is anything scrubby in there. And when you feel it, when you actually scrub it around, it feels finer than sand. Like, it feels like this paste that I made once. I needed to exfoliate really bad and didn't have anything, so I made a paste out of baking soda. That's what the consistency reminds me of. It is just so fine, but it does such a great job that my skin just felt incredible. Felt incredible. And it smells very faintly. It could smell a little bit stronger in my opinion, but it smells like sandalwood. And it's just, limited edition makes me so sad. And I actually tweeted at Lush, I was like, guys, you have to make this permanent because it's just so good. And now that I know it is still available online, I don't know about in stores, but I'll have the link below for online, I might snatch up another one so I have it to last me until next Father's Day. But this is really good and worth checking out. I have one food item for you this month, and it is a Weight Watchers friendly food item. And it is this. This is Dannon's Light and Fit Greek yogurt in their limited edition flavor. I know, I'm sorry with the limited edition, but you guys have to try this. Lemon meringue. It is so good if you like the flavor of lemon at all. Now, what's weird for me is apparently I love the flavor of lemon, but I don't actually like lemons, and I do not like lemonade. I just don't. I can't stand it. I don't want it. Keep it away from me. But lemon flavored things like this, I am just obsessing over lately. And this, being only 2 smart points, has been worth my obsession. They're a buck each at Walmart, and Walmart's the only place I found them, FYI. And it's so good. It's so light. It's refreshing. It's 2 smart points. It's 80 calories, no fat, 12 grams of protein, and tastes mighty delicious with any array of berries mixed in there for a little extra bulk without adding any points. It's a really inexpensive way to treat yourself while not straying from your diet plan. So lemon meringue, Greek yogurt, check it out. And now for a type of favorite that I don't normally do, but I felt really compelled to do because I have a music and a book favorite for you this month. Let's start with my music favorite, and that is, I'm going to bring out the Broadway nerd in me, and that's the soundtrack to the musical Waitress. And the Tony Awards happened back in June, and me, as the Broadway baby that I am, I'm a music theater major, like music theater is my jam. It's just my thing. And I wanted to kind of catch up on what's on Broadway, so I was prepared for the Tony Awards when I watched them. And while everybody's busy making a big deal out of Hamilton, and don't get me wrong, Hamilton is really, really good, which is saying something because I can't stand rap music. I just can't. I don't like rap at all. I really like Hamilton. Don't get me wrong. But while everyone was busy raving about Hamilton, I picked up the Waitress soundtrack and immediately fell in love. The composer is somebody you might have heard of. Her name is Sarah Bareilles. Yeah, she's a Broadway composer now. It's a sad-ish slash happy slash goofy slash not story, but the music is really uplifting and upbeat, and it's just something that I've listened to on repeat and learned the words to and sing along with and really enjoy listening to. It's so good. Jessie Mueller is great. The girl that plays Brooke on Orange is the New Black, you know, the cute little Asian one, yeah, she's on the soundtrack too. She's one of the supporting characters, which is pretty darn cool. And there's a lot of good names in there, a lot of talent in there. Jessie Mueller, who is the lead, hails from not too far away from me, so it makes me feel good to see a Chicagoland girl up there owning Broadway, which is just amazing, and I've just really enjoyed it. So if you are a Broadway person at all, I highly recommend you check out the Waitress soundtrack. And the last favorite I have for you this month is a book / an audiobook. This is for all of my Bachelor and Bachelorette fans out there. I highly suggest you get your hands on the book It's Not Okay by Andi Dorfman. Yes, last season's Bachelorette has written a book, and it's actually pretty darn good. Now, I actually did not read the book. I bought the audiobook because Andi Dorfman narrates it, and I love books that are written by somebody and narrated by the same person. It just makes me really happy. It just makes me feel so good to hear the voice of the author, so you really get their genuine inflection and their voice, literally, when you're listening to the book. And it's the same with Andi Dorfman's book. Andi does such a great job of combining 2 different things. The whole topic of how to survive a big breakup, because spoiler alert, they broke up, and a really good look at behind the scenes of The Bachelorette. Now, what she doesn't tell you is actually the name of the show, but let's be honest, if you're reading the book, you know the name of the show, and she never calls any of the men by name, but again, if you're reading the book, you've watched the show and you know who they are, who she's talking about. So she keeps it as casual as possible, but us fans know who she's talking about and what she's talking about, and it is a really fun look at some of the behind the scenes things in The Bachelorette, all voiced by Andy herself, which just made it so much more enjoyable for me. So some of you might be like, really? You're reading the Bachelorette book? Which is fine. If that's your opinion, that's great. But if you're a Bachelorette fan like me, it is my guilty pleasure and my trash TV while my husband's gone during the week. I really enjoyed it, and I think that if you are at all a fan of The Bachelorette, you will be too. And that's it for my favorites this month, you guys. I know it's a little late, but as I say, better late than never. I hope you all are having a very happy July, and I will see you very soon with another video. Take care, guys. Bye!